Hi, I'm Dave Kaufman. The purpose of this video is to show you how to compute the compensation for personal use of a business vehicle. If this amount is not included on a W-2 when it should be, the IRS can impose penalties on the employer and possibly require that the employees amend their tax returns. I will be using the Denver Tax Software Employee Compensation Analyzer to make these computations. I've already started the program. Click on Run Program, and at this point you would typically, with a new situation, go with a new scenario. We've already got data. We'll go with old scenario, and we'll pick the test file. Click on Open, and if you want to change the file name, and you would for each different employee and vehicle, you click this button. You can specify the employee, the employer, specify the vehicle. The program defaults to the entire year, but if the vehicle was used less than the full year, you can change that amount. The odometer reading at the beginning of the year should be entered. End of year odometer reading should be entered. Business miles driven during the year should be entered. If the employer also furnished gasoline, that should be indicated here, and we use the IRS allowance of 5.5 cents per mile. If the employer included additional vehicle-related fringe benefits, you can enter those here. We've got $500. If the employee reimbursed the employer for the use of the vehicle, you can put that amount here. Typically, the employee Social Security tax and Medicare tax should be paid with this fringe. If in fact it's after year end and the employer is paying the employee's portion of the Social Security and Medicare taxes, this fringe benefit needs to be grossed up. It's a fairly complicated computation. The program does it nicely. Simply check this box. There are 4 methods to compute this fringe benefit. We'll start with the general rule. This is probably what you do not want to use for 2 different reasons. First of all, it is complicated and time-consuming to compute. Second of all, it's going to give the employer, I should say the employee, the worst tax result or the highest fringe benefit. You'd want to use one of the 3 special valuation methods. The program gives you the option to actually determine whether and which special valuation method can be used. I won't go into that at this point. The lowest tax fringe benefit method is the commuting rule. You'd enter the number of one-way commutes during the year, and the IRS allowance for that is $1.5 per commute, regardless of how long that commute is. The next method is the cents per mile method, and it defaults to the 2012 method. For 2012, of course, of 55.5 cents per mile. On the left-hand side, we've got the test to see whether the employee qualifies for this method. If the employee doesn't qualify for that method, you will need to probably use the annual lease valuation method. And that is determined based on the fair market value of the vehicle at purchase or every 5-year interval. You can enter the fair market value method, which may have been the method that was the amount that was paid for originally with a vehicle. You could also use the manufacturer's invoice price. That can be determined, if you don't already know it, via the internet on Kelley Blue Book or some other websites that are similar. The retail sticker price could be used. or you could use a nationally recognized fair market value. That could be determined using something like Kelley Blue Book. If you enter all four amounts, the program will compute the lowest dollar fringe method benefit method for you. Click on the OK button when you're done. To see the results, you click on View Reports, and the first report is the summary report, which shows what the fringe benefit would be for each of the four methods. The next report you'd want to use for documentation shows how those amounts were arrived at in detail. And I won't go through these computations, but they're here if you were to use the program. That is the end of my demonstration. If you'd like to find out more information about this computation, you could go to denvertax.com or call us at 1-800-326-6686. Thank you.